My name is Anne Michelle. I'm a jewellery designer originally from South Africa, now living in Oxfordshire in the UK. I manufacture mostly using silver and a bit of gold. The journey to jewellery was, I had originally wanted to be a graphic designer, and then I went and I was looking at courses online, and I saw one of the colleges was offering jewelry design, and I'd never really considered it. And I started looking at the page and going through it all, and I thought, this sounds fun. And that is honestly how I fell into jewelry. It wasn't anything that was a long life dream. The only thing that was the same was that it was something creative, and it was something, expressive like that. So one of the earliest inspirations I remember having when I started making jewelry, I was fascinated looking through history books and studying jewelry history by the intricate work in the antique jewelry, the engraving and the fine details and the filigree and all of that. And one of my earliest ideas was to create contemporary jewelry that used components of found objects of antique jewelry. And my first business was named Antique Fusion Jewellery, and the concept was exactly that, building contemporary pieces with found objects. And so that was definitely one of my first jewellery inspirations. That went really well, and I loved Antique Fusion. It was my everything for years. But as I grew as a designer and as my inspirations started to change, I found having a business that was so defined by its name was restricting for me. You know, I wanted to explore other types of design that didn't necessarily work within that brand that I had created. And so when I moved here and when I was able to sort of start afresh, I decided to create a business, a brand around my own name, completely opening it up to whatever inspired me. When I was about 23, I left the city. I was living in Cape Town at the time. And I just needed to not be in the city. It was that simple. And I moved to a little mountain village in the Eastern Cape of South Africa called Hogsback. And I'd always had, you know, a love for nature and all of that, but moving there really solidified that for me. It solidified that I need to be able to look out of a window and see something beautiful every day of my life, you know. And from there, I've lived almost exclusively in places like that, and now here, same thing. So definitely a lot of my inspiration is in nature, in walking the dogs, in the changing seasons, all of that, yeah. And if you'd like to see more of my work, please come along and see me at the Re-Evolution Arts Winter Festival in Cheltenham at the Two Pigs on the 23rd of November.